Hello, everyone. I hope you all are having a wonderful Friday. My name is Shatay Williams. I am the outreach coordinator here at Moms in Motion. And today we are presenting with DENTA Quest and we have Altise Street. So, thank you so much for joining us today. And a little bit about Altise. She is a native of Chesterfield, Virginia. She studied business at Virginia Commonwealth University and proceeded to obtain her master's degree from the University of Phoenix. She is passionate about helping her community and working with businesses. In her free time, Altice loves to travel with her son, and she also volunteers at her local church and loves to work with children. She is she is grateful for an amazing group of family and friends, and Altice makes sure that she stays in her community, helping as much as she can. So, thank you again for joining us today.
You are welcome, and thank you guys for having me here today. So, like was already said, I'm with DENTA Quest, and we're the admin of the Virginia Medicaid Dental Program for the Commonwealth. So today I'm just going to go over a little bit some of the benefits that are covered in that program and try to help people navigate on how to get assistance if that's what they're looking for.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We're so excited to have you all. I know you guys work with lots of organizations around Virginia, and we're super excited to hear from you.
Thank you. All right. So, like I said, the program is called, it's the Medicaid Dental Benefit. And we are currently named the Smiles for Children's program, but we do cover both adults and children. There's no special enrollment for this program. Once someone is approved for Medicaid, they automatically get this dental benefit as a rider. So all you have to do is apply for Medicaid. Once it's approved, then you get us along with it, and you should get a welcome packet and a welcome phone call from us. I do work for what is called DENTA Quest, and we have been contracted to work with the Commonwealth of Virginia to administer this program for several years. So we do know about the program and how it works. And so we're just here to help you guys. We do have access to multiple languages. So we do have access to Language Line. We have TTY and TDD through 711. So we do have those capabilities also. So, excuse me. So our benefits basically come in 3 different tiers. One is the children's benefit, which is under 21. Children's benefits include, as you can see on your screen, fluoride treatment, sealants, space maintainers, anesthesia, sedation, crowns, braces. All of that is approved for under the age of 21. Over 21, as you can see, is the same thing. However, over 21 cannot get braces. However, they can get dentures. Now, I will pause and say this. If someone who is under 21 gets braces, we will pay for the maintenance of those braces once they turn over 21. So we won't leave them without coverage. No, I shouldn't say without coverage, without payment for those braces because they started them while they were on the benefit. Our pregnant members also have coverage, and the Commonwealth did extend their coverage, I want to say last year, to include 12 months after the child has been born or after delivery. So they will have the dental benefit as long as they're on what is called the pregnancy coverage. So usually it's 12 months postpartum. So they will still have the coverage and they can still use the dental benefit on that coverage. And basically they have whatever age range they're in. So if they're over 21, they'll have this. If they're under 21, then they'll have the other coverage. So we do have a couple other programs that we do offer behind the scenes. One is called Smiling Storks. So once we're alerted that a member is pregnant, we do send the information on Smiling Storks about the importance of going to the dentist while they're pregnant and how it does not hurt the baby. It actually helps the baby, because if you have an infection in your mouth and you swallow, we all do all day long, that infection can go down to the fetus, and we don't want it to cause any problems while the member is pregnant. So we do encourage them to go to the dentist while they're still pregnant, and then also post-pregnancy. So Smiling Stores also talks about how to maintain a healthy mouth for yourself and your baby post-pregnancy. So one of the things I learned since having this job is that when you have an infection in your mouth, I think any mom who is kind of old school with what they do, you're real quick to clean a pacifier off or a bottle or a nipple off in your mouth and hand it to the baby. But if you have an infection in your mouth, you're running the risk of passing that infection off to your child. Also, the program talks about how to keep the baby's mouth clean until they're able to go to the dentist. So whether they're using formula or breast milk, it all contains some type of sugar or things that you don't want to stay in the baby's mouth. So it talks about how to clean the baby's mouth off with a warm rag, or even once they start to get a tooth, getting a toothbrush and brushing those early teeth, so that they have good oral health. Also, we establish dental homes for our members. These are basically the dental provider they will go see every 6 months. Currently, we have established dental homes for our children. So children should have a dental home. If for some reason a member who is watching this video doesn't know the dental home for their child, it's simple and easy as giving us a call at member services, and the number's on the screen, and they can tell you who your child was established as a dental home. Pretty much what we did was we looked at who they already had a history with, and we established a dental home. That's where we are sending them as a dental home. Our adults, we hope to establish this year with dental homes. But if anyone is needing assistance with finding a dentist, you can call our member services office, but we will go over some other ways to find dental homes in a second. Also, under Medicaid, transportation is a covered benefit. You can visit the DMAS, or the Department of Medical Assistive Services website. And on there, it gives you the fee-for-service or the information about transportation. Or you can also call, once again, our member service team, and they can help you navigate that. All right. So there are several different ways to find a dentist for our that is in network with us. So I am actually going to do this backwards. So we have a program called FAD, which is our Find a Dentist tool. So if you visit our website, which is www.DENTA, DENTA Quest.com, same as it's listed right there, it will bring up our website, and it should look something similar to this. And in the corner is our Find a Dentist tool. That Find a Dentist tool will let you access our search engine. It will let you search by your zip code. I always suggest people actually search by their address versus their zip code. And the only reason I say this is because when you search by your address, you're getting a more accurate distance of how far these providers are from where you live. If you use your zip code, then it's gonna look for what is the center point of the zip code. So if you're searching by your address, it's telling you the distance from where you live. So you can search by as close as 5 miles, as far away as 100 miles. You can search by the provider specialty. So if you're looking for a specialist in a specific kind of realm of oral health, then you can look by that. You can look by dentists who have a certain knowledge base of working with a certain kind of provider. I'm sorry, a certain kind of member. So if a member has an intellectual disability, we have providers who have said they have competency working with that population. So on your left-hand side of that screen, it will tell you, you can click that button and it will list out the providers that have stated they have that competency. I would also suggest that as you're doing this, there's an option to search by provider, and then there's an option to search by provider office. My suggestion is to search by provider office, only because the screen can tell you have 100 providers. But when you go to provider office, it'll tell you it's 10 different provider offices. So this way you're only calling the provider office one time, asking about the providers that are at that office that can assist you as a member. Also, when you are searching for your members and you're looking at everything, when you call the office to make an appointment, also reiterate what you're looking for so that they know exactly what it is that you're looking for, and you can ask questions. But also, if they're not able to accommodate you, so if you are working with a member who may be in a wheelchair and you ask about their capabilities. So does their x-ray machine come down to the wheelchair, or will they have to transport into a different chair? If the member you're working with is not able to transport, but their equipment isn't able to come down to the wheelchair, then that's probably not the right office for you. But if they are, then you know this in advance. So when you get to the appointment, you know that they're able to accommodate the member. If the member needs sedation, these are the types of questions that you want to ask in advance so that you know if they're able to accommodate you prior to getting to the appointment. Also, if a member needs translation services, when you call, that's the perfect time to say, my member is going to need translation services. This is something that is included in the benefit, but if an office doesn't know in advance, then they can't make the proper accommodation. So you don't want to wait to when they're calling to do a reminder. You want to make sure the office has enough time to acquire this translator, whether the translator is already an employee of their office or they have to seek outside help. You just want to make sure they're given enough time to make sure the person is going to be at your appointment on time and ready to assist the member. All right. So another option is for our member to find a dentist is through our member handbook. Also coming to the same website, on the screen is a pop-up box. So you would put in Virginia as your state. Select the type of insurance, would be Medicaid. And then to choose a plan, you can choose over 21 or under 21. When you scroll down the screen, it will tell you these are some important documents. And a part of those important documents is our member handbook. The member handbook is updated once a month, usually the first week. So the June handbook should be on the website already. When you open the member handbook, it's going to be a PDF. And this is important because the PDF allows you to search it. So the first, I think, about 10 pages of the member handbook goes over pretty much everything I'm talking about today. So if for some reason you forget everything I said today, but you remember about our website, you can always go to the website to get the information on what is a current benefit, how to access, what are your rights as being a member of this insurance. All of that is listed out in our handbook. So if you scroll down, it'll so the pages will turn from portrait to landscape. And when they're in landscape form, you'll start listing out all of the dental providers that are in network with us at the time of publication. So if you on your keyboard, when you have this document open, hit Control on your keyboard and the F for find, and you type in your locality. So no matter what locality you are in the Commonwealth of Virginia, it's listed in there. So if you're in Petersburg, if you're in Richmond, if you are in Montgomery County, if you type that in, it'll jump down to that locality to list out all the providers that are available to you. On your screen, when you're looking at this document, it should list out the provider office, all the providers in that office that are in network with us. It'll give you the address, the hours of operation. It'll tell you what languages are spoken at that office, all of that kind of information. So also it'll tell you if they're open on weekends or extended hours. So if you would need an office that is open at 6 p.m., then that'll, that can tell you that kind of information also. So the last one, going to our website, would also, on that same screen that you, under our important documents, if you scroll down a little further, is our email form. So if you are working and you just can't be on the phone or anything like that, then you can always email our member service team. So it'll ask you some questions, you fill it out, it'll shoot an email to our member service team, and our member service team will communicate with you via the email form. They'll verify some information, but they'll be able to help you find a dentist in network that can meet your accommodations. Not seeing any questions, but if you have them, please drop them into the chat box and I'll be happy to answer them. Or if I'm going too fast, let me know that too. All right, so the last one from the previous screen is our member service team. And so one of the things about member service team is they know a lot about everything. So when in doubt, if you're not sure about a benefit, if the provider office tells you one thing and you're like, that doesn't quite sound right, give member services a call. That's what they're there for. And they can, like I said, they can pretty much answer any question. But if they don't know the answer, they know who to go to get the answer. So they can still be your navigation tool. So with member services, they can help with appointment setting. So if you give them a call, they help in two different ways. They can give you a list of providers in network with us, same as you would find in our member handbook. But if you're not able to get to the member handbook or you're having difficulty accessing the member handbook, member services can, one, send you a copy of the member handbook and can also send you a dental provider suggestion list. But what they also can do, if you ask them, is to assist you with scheduling an appointment. That's all you have to say is, I need assistance with scheduling an appointment. And then they'll ask you some questions, but also be forthcoming. So calling member services is not the time to be shy. If you know that you need certain things to have a comfortable visit at the dental office, then let them know that. So as they're looking for a provider, they can try to find a provider that can assist you and make sure that you're comfortable with going to the dentist. Because what we want you to do is to continue to come back. We don't want you to have a bad experience with going to the dentist and the bad experience be something that we could have avoided. So if you have a fear of the dentist, that's the time to let them know that. Also, when you make the appointment is a time to let them know you have kind of a fear of the dentist. If the dentist can accommodate you, giving you more time, I'm not sure what they can do, but that'll be the time to ask for those to see if there's an accommodation there. Can they come visit? Can you come visit early to kind of get a feel for it? Can you meet the dentist in advance? Things like that. If they're able to accommodate you, that's the time to ask for it. I always was told as a child, a closed mouth doesn't get fed. If you don't ask for it, then you don't know if they can or they cannot accommodate you. But back to member services. So member services can do both of those for you. What they can also do is, as they're helping you, if they're not able to find a provider that can accommodate you, because, maybe what you need needs a little bit more research, then we also have what's called case management. Our case management team has only been in existence for a couple months. So if you call prior to seeing this video and no one mentioned case management, it's probably because it wasn't in existence for the Commonwealth at this time. So we've been slowly establishing it and getting them accommodated to the Commonwealth of Virginia and our dentists, and educating them on the different providers we have available in the Commonwealth. And so they're working with the MCOs now to try to match up some of our IDD population, our pregnant moms who may be high risk, our members who may have diabetes or any other chronic illness that may need a little bit more consideration as they're going to the dentist. We've been working with our MCOs to get those members matched up to a provider, especially if they have not gone to the dentist lately. So letting you know, so that's one of the things that member services can do, is they'll transfer your case over to case management, so the case management can walk you through the process, or see what other providers may be out there, or see what other options may be available to you if we're not able to get you in one way. Whether they say when one door closes, another door opens, or see if we can find a window that we can get you in somewhere with someone who can see you to accommodate you and get you the services that you need. So on the screen is our toll-free number for our member services, which is right here. Once again, our TTY TDD number. And then member services is open Monday through Friday, 8 to 6 p.m. Our website is on here again. But what they also can do, if you ever get an appeal, if you get a denial in the mail for a service and you feel this is a service that you really need, or a service that your child needs, then you have the right to do an appeal. You can start that appeal by writing this office right here, or by calling member services. Either point of contact will start the appeal. And when you start the appeal, if you call member service, they'll take down all the information. And then what they will do is they will route it to the internal department who will review the appeal. That department will be the one that will communicate with you, but you can always give member services a call back to find out an update on your appeal. If they have access to that information, if they have anything on an update for you, then they'll give you that information. Also, this is one I do want to stress. If you go to a dental provider and network with us and you have a problem, please let us know. We don't know unless you tell us there was a problem. So please feel free to give us a call at member services. Once again, they can take your complaint and start the process and send it over to our complaints and grievance department. Once again, I reiterate, I know I say it twice, but we don't know there's a problem unless you tell us there was a problem, because we're not there with you at the appointment. So a problem can be, let's say they charge you an appointment fee, and they say, oh, you have to leave $50 for your next appointment. On this insurance, that's something that's not required. So you can give us a call and let us know this. And then our behind the scenes, we can give that office a call to let them know, hey, that's not something that's covered, that's allowed on this benefit. Members on this benefit do not pay to use the benefit and to come to your office. Typically, this happens when the only time I've seen this happen is when we have a new office come into our network, and the front desk is used to doing this. So it's not something they're intentionally trying to do. It's just they fell back on their normal spiel when a member somebody is leaving their office, and they didn't pay attention to the fact that you have Medicaid versus commercial insurance. So it's not intentional. It's usually just an accident. Once we, have that conversation with them, they're like, you know what? I just forgot. And, you know, everything is settled. And then usually we don't have any other problems out of the office. So it's just something to remember. Give us a call, let us know. And then on the backside, then we can look into it. Also, if you run into any problems when you go to the provider's office, usually the provider's office is going to look you up in our system. And this one thing that I forgot to mention earlier in the presentation, when you make your appointment, you're going to use the card the Commonwealth of Virginia sent you. So they're still in transition. So some people may have the white and blue card with the Commonwealth of Virginia on it. And then some people may have the new Cardinal Care card. Either card is still, you're still able to use when you go to our dentist. The most important part of it is we need the Medicaid ID number, because that's what the provider is going to look you up in our system using. So if, the provider looks you up and they say you're not there, give us a call, because you should be there. You should be active in our system. If for some reason you're not active in our system, it's something we need to investigate to find out why you're not showing up in our system, especially if you've renewed and you still have an active Medicaid case. And it could just be an issue with when the data comes over to us, something simple and easy to fix. And it just may take us a couple hours to get done. But it's something you need to let us know so that we know to look and find it in our system. Any questions so far? I don't see any. All right. So we've already talked about the transportation. My typical suggestion for people is when you make your dental appointment, make your transportation appointment at the same time, so that you don't forget and it's already on their books. But they do ask for at least a 5-day notice for an appointment so they can transport you. Wisdom teeth are for extraction are a covered benefit for over 21. So no worries on that. And I repeat it several different times. There are no copays or deductions for this insurance. So if you are asked for a copay or, somebody mentions something about a deductible, it's not something that's covered it's not something that you have to worry about with Medicaid. But please, please, please give us a call if that happens. There is no maximum. This goes back to the deductible. There's no maximum, ceiling that you can't spend. So if, you are an adult and you just got Medicaid and you need a lot of work done, it will be covered as long as you don't meet the max for procedure codes, because that's where we will have maximums. So for example, an adult can get one denture every 5 years. So that's the max on that code. So if you got a denture in 2016, then you could have got a new denture in 2021. But if you have not met that 5-year benchmark, then it's going to be denied because you haven't met that 5-year benchmark. So that's my example. Also, I've already showed you how to find a provider, and I showed you where to find where to get it, what's a covered benefit, but both of them are listed on the website. All right, these are just some additional resources that are out there. For anybody who may be watching this that does not have Medicaid, the Commonwealth of Virginia in February is Give Kids a Smile month. And so they have different Give Kids a Smile events. So if you visit the Virginia Dental Association Foundation, usually they list out all the events throughout the month, and sometimes they go past February, but usually they're listed on their website. So next January, beginning of February, you can look out for those. So children can get in who do not have insurance, can get in to see a provider. Also, the Virginia Dental Association Foundation does Mission of Mercy events. So last weekend, they had the Special Olympics. And so they were doing a dental event at the Special Olympics at the University of Richmond. I know that the Emporia one is coming up, and I want to say that is next week. So there'll be one in Emporia. The one in Wise will be in July. So there are different events around the state. But if you visit the website, it'll tell you where the events are. And then also in Virginia, we have the remote area medical, which is coming. And some of those events have a dental component attached to it. So you can also get dental services through them. Last but not least, free and charitable clinics. If you visit their website, they'll tell you about the different clinics around the Commonwealth of Virginia that are available. All righty. I think that is it for me. I don't know if there are any questions, but I am here to answer those if there are some. If not, feel free to reach out to member services.
Thank you. I did have one question. And it says, does your FAD tool list hospitals that provide dental sedation?
It does not. Usually, the dental office will have a partnership, I guess is the best word, with a hospital if they have one. So that will be where that connection will come in. So if a member needs to have sedation in a hospital setting, then the provider who is doing the procedure usually has that connection to a hospital and get them in that hospital. But once again, if a person's going to need hospital sedation, then they can always reach out to member services to get in contact with our case management team to see what assistance they can provide to help facilitate that.
Awesome. Thank you. That was the only question that I received on my end. And we do have a comment from Gail. Gail said, "Thank you so much. A lot of resources to go through."
Well, you're welcome. Hopefully it's helpful information.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for joining us again today. We look forward to the events that you listed towards the end of your presentation. And for anyone who missed today's Facebook Live, then you know they would need these resources. You can find this video uploaded on YouTube and on Facebook. And we want to thank all of our viewers as well. Thank you.
Thank you.